Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. The only way to escape the corruptible effect of praise is to go on working. God always takes the simplest way. Anyone who doesn't take truth seriously in small matters cannot be trusted in large ones either. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. I'd rather be an optimist and a fool than a pessimist and right. A ship is always safe at the shore, but that is not what it is built for. I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am. The woman who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in places no one has ever been before. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Logic will get you from A to B, imagination will take you everywhere. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. Force always attracts men of low morality. If A is a success in life, then A equals X plus Y plus Z, work is X, Y is play, and Z is keeping your mouth shut. Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, for there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle, requires creative imagination and marks real advance in science. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy? If the facts don't fit the theory, change the facts. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. I think and think for months and years. 99 times, the conclusion is false. The 100th time I am right. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. The only real valuable thing is intuition. Intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius, and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. Once you stop learning, you start dying. Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. The only source of knowledge is experience. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. Nothing happens until something moves. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. We shall require a substantially new manner of thinking if mankind is to survive. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. Reading, after a certain age, diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. The mediocre mind is incapable of understanding the man who refuses to bow blindly to conventional prejudices and chooses instead to express his opinions courageously and honestly. It is only to the individual that a soul is given. We still do not know 1,000% of what nature has revealed to us. You ask me if I keep a notebook to record my great ideas. I've only ever had one. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble mind. As a human being, one has been endowed with just enough intelligence to be able to see clearly how utterly inadequate that intelligence is when confronted with what exists. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. A true genius admits that she knows nothing. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason mastery demands all of a person. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. The distinction between the past, present and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. I very rarely think in words at all. A thought comes, and I may try to express it in words afterwards. There comes a time when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge but can never prove how it got there. People love chopping wood. In this activity one immediately sees results. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong. It is character. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. Before God we are all equally wise, and equally foolish. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best both for the body and the mind. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. In order to be an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, one must above all be a sheep oneself. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. When the solution is simple, God is answering. Most teachers waste their time by asking questions that are intended to discover what a pupil does not know, whereas the true art of questioning is to discover what the pupil does know or is capable of knowing. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. We cannot despair of humanity, since we ourselves are human beings. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity.